Right, a very good morning to you. Thank you for joining us on Rapid Dawn this morning. Such a beautiful Tuesday right here in the capital city. We'll have a lot lined up for you today, from health tips to the runway and lots of trending stories out there, sports and what have you. But you know what they say, the taste of the pudding is definitely when you start to dig in. Well, this morning, as usual, I'm not alone. The very amazing, the very beautiful, the very cerebral and effervescent Cynthia Agbo. Good morning to you. How are you?
I'm sure you know that all this when you're doing, I will not give you back.
Come on.
I will not return back.
What do they say again?
I don't know what they say.
They say that one good turn deserves another.
I did not ask you to give me the good turn, no. So when you're expecting another, just want you to know that I did not send you to give me the good turn.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, good morning and welcome to Rapid Dawn. It's a beautiful Tuesday. Yes. The week is going.
Yeah, still very much in the holiday season.
Stop saying holiday, please.
It's a holiday for, for the greater number of people out there in
I
the
feel
world.
bad that I have to work while that's arresting, so don't remind me it's holiday.
Your reward is far greater.
Where is it? Don't tell me it's in heaven. That's what it teaches.
Definitely your reward is going to be in heaven, but I think you're going to start off here on earth enjoying some of the goodies.
I want earthly rewards. Heaven will sort out itself.
The very fact that you look as dashing as you do this morning, it
Now
tells me that you've been enjoying some, what's it called now? Some heavenly graces.
Whatever that means, anyway.
Heaven has been gracious to you, hasn't it?
Heaven.
Yeah.
I'm not in heaven. I'm here on earth, and there are certain things happening here on earth that we would bring to you. We don't have the itinerary for the heavenly event, so we'll just focus on the earthly things, okay? And of course, it's still the holiday period for some persons, and they're at home. My name is Cynthia. Welcome to Rapid Dawn, and I hope you have been following our previous episodes of Rapid Dawn. And of course, if you have missed, you can go to our YouTube channel to catch up on all that you've missed.
At official Rapid TV, but make sure you push the bell button first.
Also, I think this morning, to be good for us to start with something exciting. So on the 16th was the Tony Awards, and we weren't able to bring that to you yesterday. So this morning we're going to start with that. Something to, spice your morning while you're sitting at home, probably just waiting to do something, or you're probably just relaxing. So let's start this morning with highlights of the Tony Awards. All right, that's to give you full highlights. In 9 minutes, what happened, what you missed, and what you didn't miss. And congratulations to all the winners. And we wait for next year.
Particularly happy for Daniel Radcliffe. And you refused to answer my question off set or off air, about Daniel Radcliffe and the one movie that made him popular. Would you like to answer the question now?
What's the question?
Did you watch Harry Potter? Did you see Harry Potter?
It's time for health.
My goodness.
It's time for health.
It's unbelievable.
Today on health and wellness.
Yes, and you might say still very much in the spirit of Father's Day and then June being the month to create awareness for men's mental health. It's important to have brought you all of those information regarding food that you can eat that's definitely going to help you physically and mentally as a man. So what that means is that as a lady, you shouldn't be eating all of those things mentioned there.
I don't understand. They said for men, and you're saying as a lady.
Yes.
I should be the one telling you that
And that's what I'm
everything
saying.
that has
It's
been
only for
mentioned there.
men now. If you're a woman, you shouldn't be eating those things.
I don't understand.
You shouldn't be eating vegetables. You shouldn't be eating garlic or
Impressive.
ginger. You know, you shouldn't be eating kiwi, pomegranates, or any of the grapes. You shouldn't indulge in such. You know.
Basically, when it comes to health, it goes both ways for men and women. Health
Yeah.
is wealth, and eating good is important for.
It's such a vital aspect of health. So important. You know, that's why I don't joke with.
Why are you talking as if you just realized that eating well is?
No, it's good to place the necessary emphasis on this thing.
Because you know that you have had a very terrible eating habit. That is why you are speaking about this so emotionally.
No. This comes from a place of concern for
Concern for who?
for every man out there. You know, you need to take it really serious. You know, we want you in the best physical and mental shape to confront all of the things that men have to deal with on a daily basis.
Glory.
So we want you empowered. We want you physically and mentally alert.
Wow.
Amazing.
Wow. Anyway, before we get to 8 o'clock, let us check up if we have some stories on the papers this morning. If the papers are ready, let's have the papers on the screen this morning.
The papers might need
All right, so we begin the papers this morning with Punch. Cholera spread, fear of school outbreak rises as pupils resume. Lagos, Lagos Emergency Committee, UNICEF experts urge sanitation in schools, and National Assembly leaders visit Tinubu, pledge support. This is on the Salah celebration. Can we please have it more bolder on the screen? 137 federal institutions subscribed to student loans. This is coming from NEL Fund. And right above, we have other interesting stories there. Federal government summons 80 private jet owners over operating papers. And
that means I have a meeting to attend.
Senate to receive 2024 supplementary budget in July. Let's move on, please.
Yeah, we have to move on so we can get done with this. We'll have a meeting, you know, private jet owners. Well, Vanguard is up next. Nigerians struggle as high drug prices fuel health crisis. This is actually a very important issue right now because the price of medicine is something that it's not being talked about enough. But you know how it is that you definitely need to take those medicine if you want to feel better. Nigeria's oil output rises to 1.46 million barrels per day, not 1.7 million barrels per day, claimed by FG. Tension in prisons over rising food inflation. Okay. Well, if those of us who are outside here with the seeming freedom are complaining, I wonder how it's going to be for people in prisons. Edo Guba, I will reenact Oshomole's infrastructural revolution, coming from one of the candidates there, Puebolo. Kidnap, families of Lebanese nationals rebuff police intervention. There's a story on local government autonomy. We will await Supreme Court's decision. That's coming from the Senate. There's a picture there. The Deputy Speaker of the House of Reps, Benjamin Kalu. There's the Senate President and Mr. President as well. Can't quite see the face of the other dignitary there. Obasanjo visits First Lady. And we have over 2,700 pilgrims suffer heat stroke exhaustion as weather hits 48 degrees Celsius. And finally, Finidi, NFF asks Dangos over Osimhen, opens disciplinary proceedings against him. Well, the fallout of what has been quite an interesting weekend in Nigerian football.
All right, let's move on to this day. Rivers local government crisis. Showdown looms. Armed group vows to sack council chairman. Netanyahu sacks war cabinet amid growing pressure. You find that on page 21. New report says Nigeria's liquefied natural gas expansion drive faces severe future risk. Lists shrinking EU consumption, high cost of production as downsides. Military rescue 35 women, children in Lake Chad. Airstrikes kill over 80 terrorists in Katsina. You will find that on page 15 of this day newspaper. Tinubu's reforms meant to refocus economy for sustainable growth, says Kwara governor. These and many more you will find on pages of this day newspaper. Moving on.
We'll move on now. I think that should be the nation. Emir crisis. Presidency dismisses Kwankwaso's Kano alarm. Ex-governor alleges state of emergency plot. Police warn against Bu in Sanusi. Security beefed up around main palace. A lot of brouhaha with all of that tussle for the royal throne there in Kano. Fubara replaces, can we go back to the nation? Yes. Fubara replaces 23 Rivers Council bosses. Tinubu for Ramaphosa's second term inauguration. And Algon canvasses 4-year tenure for council ESCOs. Those are the major stories from the nation this morning.
All right, moving on to The Guardian this morning. We have a story that says that anxiety has 200% hike. Scarcity hit hospitals, essential drug market. Doctors worry over unavailability of drugs for their patients, resort to herbs. Cost of revenue collection gulps 214.29 billion naira in the first quarter of 2024, and student loans applications surmounting analog database, shady admission hurdles, others. Okay, that's something you might want to read right there. Stakeholders fume over federal government's plan to develop new deep sea ports, and Air Force confirms killing 100 terrorists in Katsina raid. Youth occupy Rivers Council Secretariat as 21 chairmen vow to return to office. These and many more you will find on the pages of The Guardian this morning. The Guardian, yeah.
Okay, let's take yet one more. And this time, Daily Independent, fresh crisis brews in PDP over Rivers Assembly lawmakers' case. Stakeholders call for suspension of PDP National Legal Advisor. Tinubu surrounded by aides, associates, setting him up to fail. That's coming from Lukman. Very strong insinuations there. Abuja's Murtala Mohammed Way not renamed after Shoyinka coming from federal government. It was that at any time a story. Well, UNICEF warns federal government.
Yeah, it was.
Really?
Actually, yes, it was.
Well, UNICEF warns federal government to prevent spread of cholera in schools. Kwara governor says brighter days lie ahead of Tinubu's reforms. I think Nigerians are eager to see this brighter days like today. NAF confirms neutralization of over 80 terrorists in Katsina. I think it was only one paper that reported 100 terrorists, but more like 80 across all of the papers we've seen this morning. Let's now look at another big story on Daily Independent. Tenure disputes tension as youths please take over Rivers Council Secretariat. Well, it's getting even more chaotic right there in Rivers State. Police threaten troublemakers, assure on citizens' safety. Go home. Your tenure has ended, Asari tells local government chairman. Well, let's see how all of that chaos will be resolved right there in Rivers.
All right.
Perhaps we could wrap up with sports.
Yeah, let's move on to sport, please.
Okay, well, seems sports is on holiday for today. Well, I wouldn't know if any of the stories caught your eye.
Yeah, well, they are all interesting stories, and basically things that we see every day happening around us.
Yeah,
so.
It's not every day there's a report of what you might call victory for the military in the fight against insurgency and terrorism. So I think it's good. You know, a story about the military rescuing some women, airstrike, you know, destroying some terrorists in Castina. I mean, I'm expecting more of that.
Yes, congratulations to them, and victory for us all. What? Anyway, today we have a whole lot of things to talk about, and mostly healthy things, basically. It's all about healthy things. We need to learn our words this morning. The day is going to be incomplete without learning words. And then, did you know that in this world, there are about 7 people that look like you? Did you know that? Okay, I bet you didn't know. So, according to statistics, there are about 7 people, 5 to 7 people that look like you in the world. But the beautiful thing is you may never get to meet them because the idea is not for you to even meet them. Okay? So, and in line with that, we have a photographer who his specialty is to go around the world photographing people who look alike. So he just finds them. They could be in different cities, so he goes to different countries, different continents, go to different places to find people who look alike and then brings them together and photographs them. So you would think that these are sisters, but they are not sisters. They don't even know each other. Like, they are just seeing themselves for the first time. So if you look at all of these photos, you will agree with me that these persons could pass for siblings, but they are not. They're total strangers who just came together as due to the invitation by the photographer. Look at this one. So it's a Canadian photographer by the name Francois Brunel, and then he searches and photographs similar people, but they're not related, and he has currently done about 200 couple portraits. And Francois finds his models as he travels the world and then invites 2 complete strangers to a photo shoot. And he found his first pair through acquaintances, and after the media talked about his project, more and more people were ready to participate. I think it's a very thrilling thing. I can't wait to see someone that looks so much like me, and we'll have a photograph together.
Really? So what he does, he meets you and tells you, would you like to travel down, to meet someone who looks exactly like you? And people are excited at that prospect.
I mean, like this. I mean, some of them, they look like twins, so you could think that, but they're not, total strangers. And so, a couple of times, people. And now that statistics is different from when people tell you, oh, I saw someone that looks like you. I've seen, like, not me personally, I've had like 3 people tell me that they've seen 3 people, that look like me. Now, this is not about saying, oh, they have one feature that looks like yours. Now, this is like the entire thing, like the
entire package.
The entire package. So, and if there was one day someone called me and said, did I just enter this place right now? He mentioned the place, and I'm like, no, I'm in my house. He was like, oh, I thought you were out. I said, no, I'm not out. Did you invite me out? I'm somewhere else. I'm in Abuja, in my house. So he was like, he just saw someone entering this event, and the person looks exactly like me. And so he thought I was the one before he, tries to, like, tell me, oh, look back, you will see me. The type of surprise. So, but I told him I wasn't the person. So maybe if I had, gotten a picture of the person, I would have been able to ascertain the person really looks like me. I've seen, someone has also sent me a video of a lady in Ghana, and he was like, this is you. Are you in Ghana? I'm like, bro, I am not in Ghana. I am right here in Nigeria. So there are persons like that, and I'm definitely sure that one day I cannot wait to actually find my replica. My replica. On that day, we're going to take pictures. In fact, we're going to spend the entire day together and deceive people.
Really?
That we're twins.
So you do realize that somebody looking like you does not mean that they would probably behave the way that you do.
No, this is not about the behavioral pattern. This is about the physical look.
Yes, that's what I'm
not
saying.
The behavioral pattern.
I mean, when you say that you are enthusiastic to spend the entire day with them, I mean, if they are not the exactly kind of fun people to hang around with.
I'm not a fun person myself, so it makes it good. If I find a person who looks like me and not a fun person to hang around, then that's good.
What if the person is a kidnapper?
A female?
Yes, looks like you, but is a kidnapper.
A kidnapper working with who?
I mean, terrorists, bandits.
Are you not eager to see someone that looks like you?
I have shared with you a picture of someone in Abuja that I think looks like me, and you didn't quite agree.
Nah, that person doesn't look like you.
You didn't quite agree.
See, long neck. Doesn't look like you. If I see a person that looks like you, I would tell you. Really? That person doesn't look, it does not look like you.
There are those who have told me that I have mannerisms of Eddie Murphy as well.
We're not talking about mannerisms. We're talking about
physical look. It's all part of the thing now.
No, when Frankie O'Brien is taking photographs, it's not about the way you talk. It's not about the way you walk. It's about the physical structure, the look.
But
basically.
I like to think that all of those should be a consideration.
No, because there are people who talk like you, but they don't look physically like you. There are people who look physically. I'm talking about people that when you stand with them, you could pass for twins. So a person could talk like you. Ask people, oh, the person talks. In fact, there was a day a lady was emceeing an event, and my friend was like, I heard you were the MC of this event. And I'm like, which event was it?
I was never there.
You get, so there are people that would talk like you, do their presentations like you, do their things, like you, but basically they don't look like you. So it's a different package. If we can have a photographer who probably spends his day with people who behave the same, you see how different the look will be. That's just it. So, but I'm so eager to see someone that looks like me, not talk like me, because I don't want to hear myself. If I want to hear myself, I will listen to my works. No, I don't want you to talk like me. Just look like me. Look like me. Shikina.
Okay.
Go akaba. Akani.
So that's the message for the Canadian photographer. Get to work immediately. Let's find a replica for Cynthia Apple.
All right, so in 1 minute time, it's time for sports, and I'm so happy because I'll be running out of here, so he gets to do his sport alone. But before then, let's look at this funny picture of Drake. I think that Ugochukwu should dress like this one of these days.
When I'm not Drake.
This Drake style, let's have it on the screen.
When I also do not look like Drake.
Look at that trousers.
Papa dash me.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Trust me, when we come back at the other side, you really do not want to miss, because we have a lot of packages for you after sports and everything in between. We have interesting things for you. We are so used to seeing toxic matchmaking videos, terrible, crazy people insulting themselves. But this time around, I feel like you're about to watch the most healthy matchmaking video ever. But not now. That's when we come back after sports. So don't go anywhere. Sports is up next.
A very good morning and thank you for joining us in Rapid Sports this morning. It's the morning tonic you ingest once every 24 hours, Monday to Friday, right here on this channel. Ugochukwu Madu is my name. There's quite a lot that's going on in the world of sports. Of course, you know, it's off season, so there's more international matches going on. The Euros 2024 in Germany ongoing at the moment. Well, a couple of good results in so far, not a lot of upsets, but yesterday we did have an upset, and it was the Red Devils of Belgium who fell like a pack of cards against Slovakia. Even though undone by the VAR on two separate occasions. France did start off with a win yesterday, but it came at a cost. Kylian Mbappe had to break his nose and indeed bled for his country to ensure that they ran out 3-pointers on their first game at Euros 2024. We expect the Copa America to start very soon. There's quite a lot of activity going on in the transfer market as well. Well, these and many more on the show this morning. Without further getting the lily, let's get on to the main event. Let's start off with athletics this morning, where world record holder in the women's 100 meters hurdles, Tobi Amusan, claimed her fourth Nigerian title at the ongoing Athletics Federation of Nigeria's national trials at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium in Benin City yesterday. She powered through to finish line at a time of 12.78 seconds ahead of Adobe Tabubo, who finished second in 13.33 seconds. The event, which will be ending today, will be used by the AFN to pick athletes for the Paralympics, the Africa Championships to be held later this month in Cameroon, and the World Under-20 Championship in Lima, Peru, from August 27th to 31st. Well, although Amusan had qualified for the Olympics, she executed her race smoothly in Benin City to defend her title. The 27-year-old has recorded some triumphs this season, including a world lead at the Jamaican Invitational in May, and before then set the African 60 meters hurdles indoor record twice in January and February. Well, still talking athletics, well, this news emanating from Jamaica, and one of the top runners as far as athletics is concerned, 5 times Olympic gold medalist Ellen Thompson-Herah will not defend her 200 meters title at next month's Paris Games after opting not to compete in the event at the upcoming Jamaican trials. The sprinter is only registered to compete in the 100 meters at the June 27 to 30th Jamaican Athletics Championships. The deadline to register passed yesterday, and Thompson-Herah, the first woman to win back-to-back Olympic sprint doubles when she retained her 100 meters and 200 meters in Tokyo, finished her season opening 100 meters last month, clocking 11.30 seconds at the Prefontaine Classic in Eugene. She last competed in the 200 meters in April 2023 and appeared to sustain an injury during the 100 meters at the New York City Grand Prix earlier this month, finishing in 11.48 seconds. The 31-year-old appointed Bernardo Walcott as new coach in November following her split with Shaniki Osborne. The athletics competition at the Paralympics takes place from August 1st to August 11 at the Stade de France. Well, now to tennis, where Alcaraz, world number 2 Carlos Alcaraz, who of course victorious at the French Open, said he's looking forward to learning from 22-time Grand Slam champion Rafael Nadal when they pair up in the doubles at the Paralympics. 3-time Grand Slam champion Alcaraz will return to Roland Garros for the singles and doubles at the games after being crowned French Open champion there earlier this month. Nadal won Olympic singles gold in 2008 and a doubles gold in 2016. The 38-year-old will be playing at the games for a third time. And remember, Nadal is keeping Wimbledon in July in order to prepare for the Olympics, while Alcaraz returns to action at the Queen's Club Championships in London later today before starting his title defense at Wimbledon next month. The Olympic tennis tournament runs from the 27th of July to the 4th of August. And still talking tennis, well, we have a couple of WTA and ATP events ongoing at the moment, where reigning champion Jelena Ostapenko lost in the first round of the Birmingham WTA Tour event on Monday as she went down in straight sets to Italy's Elisabetta Cosiaretto. Well, the Latvian ranked 13th, won her second career title on grass last June, but she fell 6-3, 6-3 at Egbasin Priory to Kosiareto, who still needed 7 match points to defeat the 2017 French Open champion. Kosiareto will face another Grand Slam singles winner from 7 years ago in the second round when she takes on Sloane Stevens of the United States. Former US Open champion Stevens beat China's Yuan Yu 6-3. 6-3 as well. In other matches, Leila Fernandez, runner-up to Britain's Emma Raducanu in the 2021 final at Flushing Meadows, saw over Spain's Sara Sorribes Tomo 6-1, 6-1. Third-seeded Romanian Sorana Kiste lost 7-6, 6-2 to China's Zhu Lin. And of course, both 7th-seeded Anastasia Potapova and 2-time Wimbledon quarterfinalist Alja Tomjanovic made it through to the next round, rather, at the Birmingham Open. And just before we move to football this morning, we have an update from basketball, where we have it that Boston Celtics have, of course, won in the NBA Finals to win a record 18th title. The Boston Celtics beat Dallas Mavericks 106-88, and that was earlier this morning, to claim a record 18th NBA title, one more than old rivals Los Angeles Lakers. Well, what many had expected to be a hard-fought series ended up as a relative stroll in the park, with Celtics wrapped up the victory on their home courts. They led by 21 points at halftime and were never behind the entire night. The series, which the Celtics won 4-1, was never seriously in doubt, even when the Mavericks won Game 4 in a 38-point blowout last Friday. The same could be said for the Celtics' entire playoff campaign, during which they dropped 3 games. And I mean, when you look at the list of the most NBA championships, Bolton Celtics now have the highest with 18, and it's been quite a while since they won it last. Los Angeles Lakers, that's second on the log with 14 NBA titles, and Golden State Warriors with 7, Chicago Bulls with 6, and of course we'll have San Antonio Spurs with 5 NBA championship titles. A very big congratulations to them. And let's leave the game of basketball now and move straight to the Euros, where of course Kylian Mbappe literally bled. He came off with a broken nose late in that match against Austria yesterday. It was Maximilian Wöber's own goal, which was enough to give France a winning start. He diverted Mbappe's cut back into his own net 7 minutes before halftime in Dusseldorf, to allow the French, one of the leading contenders, to win the tournament, to come through a steep test. Well, Austria have been much improved under Ralf Rangnick, and they often made life uncomfortable for the 2022 World Cup runners-up, who saw Mbappe leave the field near the end after being hurt in a collision. Hopefully he would be recovered and ready to play in the next match. He was replaced by Olivier Giroud in the final stages. So now France have 3 points. The result leaves the Shams team level, the same points with Netherlands, who defeated Poland 2-1 in Hamburg on Sunday. France and the Netherlands next meet in Leipzig on Friday, while Austria faced Poland earlier the same day in Berlin. And it was a match that probably Austria could have gotten something from, but somehow they were unable to do that. And we also have it on good authority that Germany goalkeeper Manuel Neuer said yesterday that he will make a call on his future after Euro 2024. Remember, they are host nation for this Euro Championships. And of course, the 38-year-old said he could not yet reveal whether this will be his last advance in Germany colors, adding, "I will turn my mind to it after the tournament." Neuer returned to action for Bayern Munich late last day in October, actually, after almost a year out of the game with a broken leg, during which he lost the German captaincy to Barcelona's Ike Gundogan. Neuer returned and was restored as Germany's number 1 by coach Julian Nagelsmann, despite a series of errors at club and international level in the lead up to the host Euro 2024 opener against Scotland. And the veteran made errors in Germany's pre-tournament friendlies against Ukraine and Greece, and also committed a cardinal error for Bayern Munich in their Champions League semi-final loss to Real Madrid in May. But you know what they say about some goalkeepers? They actually get better, as they get older. Unlike outfield players, goalkeepers get better as they get older. So Manuel Neuer not calling it quits right there could maybe be a good thing for Bayern Munich and Germany, but I guess we'll find out if he will continue as an active goalkeeper after the Euros. Well, let's let you know that veteran Spanish defender Sergio Ramos has told hometown club Sevilla his second stint with them is over after just one season. The La Liga club announced yesterday. In a career spanning over 20 years, Ramos carved himself a place in football history, winning the 2010 World Cup and 2 European Championships with Spain, as well as 4 Champions League titles with Real Madrid before going back to help struggling Sevilla survive a tricky season. The 38-year-old Ramos racked up 37 appearances as Sevilla struggled to 14th in La Liga, getting through 3 coaches on the way. Ramos left Sevilla at the age of 19 for a 15-year spell at Real Madrid in 2005. He then spent 2 seasons at Paris Saint-Germain, while the inspirational defender has yet to reveal his next destination for next season. Nobody knows. Well, Sevilla captain and record appearance maker Jesus Navas, some people call him Jesus. Well, he's also 38. He left the club 2 weeks ago after 17 seasons. So in a bid to rebuff and rejuvenate their squad, they're making a couple of additions and buys, as it were, and one of them is actually a Nigerian in the person of Chidera Ejuke, who has now joined Spanish outfit Sevilla on a 3-year deal, becoming the club's first summer signing ahead of the 2024-2025 season. The 26-year-old, who joined the Liga outfit on a free transfer from CSK Moscow, spent last season on loan at Royal Antwerp of Belgium, where he scored 5 goals and provided 6 assists in 35 appearances. And remember, he was born in Zaria, right-footed, most recently deployed on the left wing, but has played in all attacking positions throughout his career in Europe, which began in 2017 with Vålerenga arrived there in Norway. Well, he made 59 appearances in 2 seasons for Vålerenga, scoring 15 goals and registering 6 assists before moving to the Netherlands to sign for Heerenveen. In his only season at the club, he racked up 10 goals and 6 assists before catching the attention of CSK Moscow. Well, hopefully he will be able to make his mark there in Spain at international level. Chidera Ejuke made his debut for Nigeria in 2020 and has earned 8 caps since then. At Sevilla, he joins Super Falcons midfielder Tony Payne, who is a force to reckon with in their female team in the Spanish women's top division. Probably this will also allow whoever is going to be the man in charge of the Super Eagles to maybe take a look in his direction, possibly give him an invite to the national team, make the team a little bit more competitive, as it were. Now, let's round off with news making the rounds in most tabloids in mainland Europe. And of course, we have it that Brighton have opened talks over a deal to sign 22-year-old Dutch winger Crescencio Somerville from Leeds United. Spain winger Ferran Torres is wanted by West Ham this summer, but the 24-year-old does not want to leave Barcelona. This is coming from Mundo Deportivo, right there in Spain. And Tottenham's bid for England forward Ivan Toney has been rejected by Brentford. Crystal Palace will demand a fee of at least £65 million for England defender Mark Guehi, 23, this summer. He did start the game, England's first game at Euros against Serbia, and well, it looked like he gave a good account of himself, solid at every time that he was called upon. Fenerbahce are interested in signing Manchester United's 29-year-old Sweden defender Victor Lindelof. Juventus are interested in United's out-of-favor English winger Jadon Sancho, but because of his £40 million price tag, they could be forced into a loan with the option to buy. Atletico Madrid have made a move for Chelsea's England midfielder Conor Gallagher. Well, he did play a role in England's match against Serbia, coming in the second half right there. Gallagher might reject a move to Aston Villa as he's not keen on joining the club. And finally, Brazilian winger Estavio Villian has passed the medical with Chelsea who agreed to sign the 17-year-old from Palmeiras last month. And this is where the cookie crumbles, because he who fights and runs away lives to fight yet another day. Until tomorrow, when we'll be back again with more thrilling news from the world of sports. My name is Ugochukwu Matimiri, and the Breakfast Show continues in just a moment.
All right, welcome back. It's still Rapid Dawn right here. Hope you enjoyed that episode of Eastern Sakura there. And great songs that we've been playing for you this beautiful morning. I did tell you before we went on all of the breaks that we're going to be experiencing a healthy matchmaking session. We're so used to the boss matchmaking session where it's so toxic. People just start insulting themselves, start throwing shades at themselves, start saying things that ordinarily shouldn't even be in the picture because someone says no, or because someone says they don't like you, or because someone says, or rather the other person says it in a very nasty way. But
what I find mostly is a lot of body shaming,
yeah,
a lot of name calling, a lot of talking down.
Yes.
Yeah, both on the side of both genders. Yeah. What we have coming from the guys to the ladies is more of the body shaming. See as you did, like, you know, overnight.
There was one I saw, and the girl was like, she was, how do they call it, maintaining steez, right?
And composure.
The girl was like, look at you, you're so malnourished, and she was so calm, finishing the guy, and the guy didn't know what else to say at some point. He started to call her, you know, the general insults for a lady. Started to call her a commercial. And the lady said, wow, it took you so long to say that. I've been expecting that from you. That's the only thing you can actually say. After saying this, what next? What else do you have to say? But she really finished him just because I no agree.
That's not how it should be.
Exactly. And that's why when I stumbled on this one, I said no. I need to share with I don't want Ugochukwu to know about this so that he will not say maybe it was staged.
But you know that most of the time it is staged.
Okay, so I do that for some persons due to content. They tend to want to make you talk. They purposely leave you guys to argue with yourselves because they want the content. But in this particular video, we found two people who, like one lady and the man who was so, okay, so a background, she is 35 and she's not going to date, she's not going to accept any man below 35.
Okay.
The max she's gonna do is 34.
Okay.
Do you get?
First of all, I have a little bit of problem with that, but fine.
Like she not wanted to go down at all?
Yes.
Okay. Now you see why I said everybody handled it so much.
What are you leaving the older men for? I don't understand.
No, she doesn't want to go. She's 35. She doesn't want to go lower. She wants to go higher.
But I thought ladies liked guys who are older than them.
That's what I'm saying. She doesn't want any guy who is lesser in age. So, you know, there's this thing, according to research, right? The higher a woman goes in age, right? Yeah, there's so many men who are above 30 and the likes. But the higher a woman goes in age, there's this younger guys would come at you, as well as older men would also come at you. But then when you begin to look at the percentage of the older men who would want to go for a 35 and the percentage of the older men who want to go for, like, let's say a 28, the number is huge, right? So when a lady tries to say, okay, this is my age and this is the kind of man I want, oh, he should be earning this, he should look like this, he should look, so it's more like you're streamlining your chances. And it was,
I know there's not a lot of good men like us out there.
let's have the video, please. At this point, let's have the video. Okay, so that was smooth, about 8 minutes thereabout. What do you think?
Definitely different than different from what we have mostly here in Nigeria. So you could see that they are talking about what you might call weaknesses or incapabilities. But then again, they talk about it in such a way that they understand it's part of the package. It comes with everything that you are. So your age, your size, your shape, your stature, how pretty your face is, you know, what your desires are for a first or second date. All of those things, whatever your choices are or howsoever that you appear, you know, it's not a bad thing, so to say. It's just a function of what works for me and what doesn't work for me.
For me.
I mean, if you're tall, that's nice and good, but what if I don't like tall people? You know, if you're short, that's all great, but I want my kids to be like, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's really healthy. I liked how they communicated what their preferences were, what their choices were, and how it was also received. Yeah.
Not the one that, you are short, you are even tall. You understand? Like,
yeah, I'm sure. Thank you. That's how I'm made.
I mean,
there are people who would fall head over heels for me. You know, there are ladies who are looking for short guys, and you know.
Well, come on, which lady looking for a short guy?
I imagine there must be a lady out there who would prefer a short guy. You don't think that's true?
I don't think anything.
Just like I think there are ladies who would not love a rich man, so to say.
Okay, so when I was way younger, right, I used to like men who I would look at them up like this, like, and those basketball type. Like, if I'm not looking up to you like this, like actually looking up to you, man, you don't meet the cutoff point. But as time went on, I think my taste changed to I don't have to look up to you. But bro, at least don't be shorter than me.
Let me not be looking down
on you.
The preferences differ. You know, there was this guy that the lady said had a pretty face. Now, for some ladies, they're big on that. They're big on their guy being so fine, so cute.
Just be fine.
But I've talked to a lady who actually said she wouldn't want a pretty boy. That in fact, she likes her men a little bit scarred. You know those kind of men that you meet and they have like a cut somewhere here.
On their face?
Or on their face, and then, you know, she actually, that's what she likes.
Don't you think it comes from a deep sense of low self-esteem? Insecurity, feeling like they might be all over him and you may not be able to handle really. The attention?
For her, the fact that you have a scar does say something about you. It does say that you have probably dealt with stuff in life and, you know, you found a way to maneuver whatever life was able to.
You think the pretty boy hasn't?
Well, this other guy has scars to show for it. Do you get what I mean?
Wait. Make it make sense. I mean, I'm saying pretty boys who...
Again, this is the lady's preference.
Absolutely, right.
You get, So maybe she likes running her hand over his chest and just meeting like one dangerous scar over there.
Oh,
and-
heaven. Haven't you
I
dealt
mean,
with stuff in life?
I mean, I deal with stuff every day.
Good. Do you have
I
the
am
scars
passing through a
on
lot
your
right
bo-
now.
Do you have the scar on your body to show?
Well, I wouldn't know. Can you see any?
So imagine someone telling you, "I can't deal with you because you haven't dealt with enough." Meanwhile, at the moment, you're actually dealing with something.
Well, that's the person's opinion. Now, if I like you so much to want to offer some sort of orientation, some sort of
Nah, there's no need for that.
Do you get? But I mean, if that's what you think, wow, God bless you. Nice.
I think there was this line I made mention some time ago when I had an interview somewhere, and I was speaking to these people, and I told them, I said, it's really not about the scars on your face or on your body, because you can easily use something with the right amount of money. You can be able to use something to wipe it off. It's about the scars in your mind, because that is going to stick for a very long time. So if a person wants to prefer the scars on your face to judge if you've been through things,
Well,
then
at least,
it might just
at
be
least with the scars they can see physically, they can judge that you've healed.
you've healed.
But you know how it is.
But then the scars is there to always remind you that you went through stuff.
Yeah, but the scars
And you
on
always be unhappy
the
because of that
scars on the
scar.
inside though, you can't like you said, you can't really tell, you know, if that person has gotten over whatever it is.
You can tell. Actually.
Well, I mean, if you're looking out for all of those red flags, why not?
You know, the
Yes.
scars, you know, the mental scar, the scar in your mind is where you can really tell that a person has been through things, because it's always going to be evident in the way they handle things, in the way they talk to people, in the way they are very careful. So you could really tell. Like the other guy, I don't know if you heard the other guy, the first guy who popped his balloon later on, he said he has been with a 35-year-old before. I mean, a woman older than him before, because he's about 20-something or 30. That he has dealt with an older woman before, and he didn't like the experience. So that didn't give him a physical scar. It gave him a mental scar. And so because of that, now he sees a pretty 35-year-old woman, but he doesn't want to deal with that again. That's what a mental scar does to you. And so you do not want to have, like, you see some things, it makes you careful. So if you're a person who's looking for scars, that is actually the real scar. Actually, real scar.
Not necessarily looking for scars.
But then again, it's their preference.
You would like. That doesn't mean if somebody who does not have a physical scar comes to.
I would like to see one long line on.
That doesn't mean that if somebody who, it's just like ladies who like bad boys.
Bad boys.
Do you get what I mean? So I mean, it does
Bad
come.
boy, we love these.
It does come with its attendant consequences. But it is their choice regardless.
Absolutely, actually, absolutely. And I mean, however you choose, it's all about what you can deal with, basically. You don't pick someone, or rather choose someone, or choose yourselves, and then after put it up online and say, I married my best friend, and then 6 months after, you are just like Billy Ray Cyrus. After posting that he married his best friend, which is like his third marriage already, the next thing, I think 2 weeks ago, we saw a post of divorce talking about how she's this, she's that, she's this. And then we're like, but just a few months ago, you married your best friend.
Well, people change, their taste change.
Right.
But most
Your taste
importantly, people change. So
people don't change. Which brings us to the next one, which
that is debatable.
I will give you my view. Just remind me before the show ends to give you my thoughts on that.
All right, then.
So there is this very funny photo going around, which this guy posted an online divorce. Let's have that. He specifically writing online to notify the public that he's no longer. So he got married in February last year, and this year, 2024, he's already posting his divorce, and it's been trending, and it's so funny because we are not the court.
The name does indicate that it's actually a Nigerian. So
Of course, it's a Nigerian. Can we have the next slide, please?
his name is December.
So, a public notice for marriage dissolution, and he talks about toxic traits, toxic and life-threatening. He talks about no longer having a bond with her. Talking about people should no longer address her as his wife. She's free to remarry upon this public notification. And I'm like, since when did this
Okay, but then
hold?
again, is this backed up by some legal force? Like, did he go to a court to actually follow the right process on divorce?
That's up to him to do,
Or
because
does
doing this
does he think this putting out this on social media actually means that they've divorced?
maybe they didn't even do a court wedding.
Okay.
Maybe they didn't. So if a court wedding wasn't done, then this could fly. So this is so someone commented and said, your name is December, but your marriage didn't even get to December.
Nigerians and shades.
Yeah, so this is, but I think that this is petty.
Well,
you didn't have to do this.
I think a good part of it is that he said the lady is free to remarry upon the notification as she has returned back to her parents' house. So, I mean, he did not announce a divorce. The way that I see it, he did not even slander the lady or tell us why.
You didn't see toxic
I didn't
and
see,
life-threatening?
I didn't see that.
It's there.
I didn't see that.
He mentioned irreconcilable differences, complicated reasons as the marriage has become so toxic and life-threatening.
Well, he talks about the marriage, not necessarily the person.
What makes up a marriage?
Of the divine Nkwachi somebody. So anybody who wants to go for this lady now has in his head.
This is already slandering, because now anybody who is probably considering this woman
that she's a toxic person.
Yes, will start thinking, okay, her husband talks about being toxic.
What I kind of think it's cool that he did not go into details. And
Nigerians will think deep for
and
you.
also this is his narration. I am sure if you speak to Divine now, she probably has 1,001 reasons to tell you why the person that she married was the first relative of the devil. So
anyway, I think that is just what happens most times when issues like this come up between couples. Everyone have something to say regarding what they experienced in the marriage. Both parties want to give their own side, but is it really necessary to give both sides? Is it really necessary to start narrating your side? The only person that needs to know your side is your lawyer in the divorce process and your therapist in your healing process, basically. Or maybe your family member when they are settling the issue, or putting everything to a stop. So we don't need to know what really happened, in as much as we were not there when you guys got married. We really don't need to know. And so,
well, what about people who attended the marriage?
So they should gather them in a WhatsApp group
and
tell them what happened.
This gives credence to what Soso Berekon posted some time ago. How that people announce weddings. I will spend my money to buy a Chevy. Sometimes I will pay money for flights. You know how expensive flight is right now. I'll come to the place. I will spray money. I will spend money to come for your wedding, only for you to dissolve the marriage in 1 year.
Then be like me.
Auntie, if
Just
brother,
like
if you
me.
people know that's your plan, don't invite me.
Nobody plans this thing. But then if you're not sure, just be like me. You invite me for a wedding, and I'm not working in it, or I'm not holding a position, don't worry, my love. You will not see me there, but you see my support. Because I don't want to hear that after all I spent to be here, and not here, should bear on my fly. No.
I think we've even had far more ridiculous cases where it was a very expensive wedding, very lavish, very elaborate. You know, had the creme de la creme in the society, champagne bottles on the table, had the glitz and the glamour, the paparazzi, the talk of the town kind of wedding, and it doesn't even get up to a month. It doesn't last up to 6 months. So in my head, why did you go through the trouble of having to host something so elaborate only to have it scuttled in less than 6 months?
Well, we would find a day to talk about reasons why some of I think we talked about that some time ago briefly.
Yeah.
But we need to really dissect that part again. Why these marriages fail in less than 1 year? Which of course there are statistics saying that most marriages don't, even in the court, don't are usually between the first 1 year to about 5 years. And I think I was speaking to a senior friend who also said that if your marriage is able to last till 10 years, then that means you really done well. I think that before you start saying I married my best friend, let your marriage reach like 10 years. Then you now make a post, I married my best friend. Not until then. I think I don't want to hear that line again. I don't want to read that line anywhere again because it's really crazy. If you speak to, I think we would get a divorce lawyer one of these days. We'll have him on the show, maybe virtually or in person, to talk about these things, because they will have definitely they have their thoughts on things like this a lot, and they will be able to dissect things like this, how it happens, because they speak to these people every time. So that is just it. But until then, there's something I'm thinking for tomorrow. We'll not tell you, but don't worry. Tomorrow will bring something interesting to you. You might just bring the divorce letter tomorrow. The guy you go be, you go see him. But the guy you no go be, you no go see him. But till tomorrow, just being, stay positive. If you're still in your marriage, please and please try to make it work, okay? Except there's the issue of domestic violence and abuse. But if that's not the case, try as much as possible to make it work, okay? Marriage is a beautiful thing. Try to make it work. Thank you so much for staying with us from 7 to this time. My name is Cynthia Agbo. Don't forget that we are on social media, Facebook and Instagram. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can visit our website to follow other things happening here and stream anywhere in the world that you are. We'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, with some other interesting stories and juicy things that would enlighten your mind and keep you happy. Tomorrow, we'll go.
We've made it work today again, so kudos to us.
Make what work?
The partnership. Ugochukwu Madam is my name. Enjoy the rest of your day.
It's not easy dealing with you.